What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Lateish. Welcome. If you have not subscribed this yet, please consider it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. So if you guys are my OGs, you know we are dealing with the patio. We are trying to make sure that this patio feels like paradise when we are sitting outside, and it is enjoyable as well as relaxing, and also a little bit of a mood, set a mood, because me and Howie like to have our little moments, and outside I want to be able to have that as well. So I'm going to tell you guys how we created a nice, beautiful outdoor curtain look on a budget. Now you guys know that when you decide to do outdoor curtains, it is expensive, ranging anywhere from hundreds to thousands, if you're that fancy, of dollars, and you don't want to be spending that much money just to achieve a look. So I'm going to tell you guys what I did and how I managed to stay under 20 euros. So we all know how expensive patio curtains can get. Okay, but I have a hack for you guys. You can actually find very inexpensive curtains at Ikea. You can also find those on Amazon as well, but we went with Ikea, and I must tell you that I found the cheapest curtains that I probably would have ever found anywhere else. Amazon could not touch this price, okay? So we went with the Lill curtains. Yes, this curtain is very inexpensive. It only cost us 4 euros per pack. 4 euros, and it's double. Okay, come on now. Who can beat that price? No one can beat that price. For 4 euros, and we got 2 of these for the patio, as well as a few for a couple other rooms in the house. Come on now. Come on, it's inexpensive, and I think it would be great at a great budget for the outside, because you guys know outside curtains are too expensive. Another option could be the painter's drop cloths, but I find those to get very expensive as well, and I really wanted to stay under 20 euros, and guys, I made that happen, okay? Because I want to stay under that, I was just looking for the lowest or most inexpensive way to create a beautiful look that I would enjoy as well as not break the bank to do. So I would suggest these curtains from Ikea, or if you guys are on a higher budget, you can definitely do the drop cloths, or if you want to use shower curtains because it is going to be outside. I've seen a lot of persons do that. I did not want to go that route, so I decided to use these sheer curtains instead. As for curtain rods for the outdoors, you guys know that those can get very expensive as well, especially if you're dealing with a very large space. And I really want to keep this budget friendly. So you guys see the technique that I don't know who created it, but whoever did, thank you very much. The technique where they use the PVC pipes to create the curtain rods, that's exactly what we're going to be using to make the curtain rods for the outdoors for our patio. But I did not get the connectors for the PVC because I really wanted to be able to slide my curtain open and close whenever I wanted without having something restricting me from doing that. So the PVC pipes that we're going to be using, because the area that I want to use is about 3 meters long, I got these, which are about 1.5 meters each. But I also got one that is much smaller, and this is actually going to be used to connect each PVC pipe to the other and also give it some support in between. And the reason why I did that, like I said, is because I don't want the connectors restricting me from opening and closing the curtain. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that in a moment. But as for the hooks, I'm going to be using these hooks that I don't know if I can get a close up, but I'll try my best. I'm going to be using these hooks, And the reason why I chose this instead of the hook that you can actually take the rod and put on and take off is because when it gets windy, I do not want my curtain and my curtain rod flying into the glass of my sliding door or flying into the neighbor's yard. So for me to make sure that it's really on there and secured, I definitely prefer to use something that is more closed than a hook that's open and I can remove and put my rod back on. So I'm just giving you guys a little tip. If you don't, then of course it is definitely your choice, especially if you're going to be taking down your curtains very often. I plan to probably take it down whenever it looks dirty, and that's to wash, and hopefully it stays well. I will keep you guys updated on how well it actually lasts in the weather. So I'm going to show you guys what you need to make these curtain rods. Of course, these are the hooks to hang. So the size of my PVC pipes, I got 4 of them because of the width of the space I'm using is about 3 meters long, but this is by width. This is 15,5 by 1,5 millimeters. And the tiniest one is 11,5 by 1,5 millimeters. And like I said, I got a smaller one just so I give it support in between the curtain rods. So you're going to need however many you want, or you guys can get the thicker PVC pipes if you wish, but I'm just telling you guys what I am using. You're also going to need some hot glue and a hot glue gun, just a regular house one, if you guys have that as at home. Of course, you're going to need your hooks and a saw or something to cut these pipes. So you'd be able to add the little one into the bigger one. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that right now. So let's head down to the floor. So what I'm going to start off by doing is cutting my smallest pipe in 3 parts, and that's literally because I'm using only 4 of the larger PVC pipes. So for cutting it, I'm going to attempt cutting it with our saw. So y'all pray for me, but I'm definitely going to just cut it in 3 parts, and hopefully they're equal parts, but I'm not going to be measuring. If you guys want to measure, you can definitely do that, but I'm just going to eyeball this. So let me just bring the camera down for you guys to see exactly what I'm doing. As you guys can see, this saw did not work at all. This is more for wood. So what I did was I just brought a kitchen knife just in case, and I'm glad that I did. And that actually cut the pipe very easily. My husband is just holding it for extra added support. So you guys don't really need to go out and purchase any special tools for this. A kitchen knife worked perfectly. So as you guys saw, it was easier to cut this pipe with the knife than it was to cut it with the saw, the wood saw. So if you don't have a saw, just use a knife. This was not difficult to cut at all with the knife. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to connect the bigger pipes together using the smaller one in between as the support, as well as what holds it together. So I'm going to use my hot glue. I'm going to start off by putting it all over this and then adding it in between that PVC pipe. Now this hot glue is going to be very hot, so be careful guys. You don't want to hurt yourselves, but you just want to add enough to make sure that this stays inside. There you go. And just like that, this is locked. Do you hear me? I can't even push it in anymore. That is how strong this is. Look, this is together. So you can just take the rest off. If you guys have a mitt, you can definitely use that, but it's a little cooler by now, so I can just rub it off with my finger. But be careful, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other pipes. I definitely want to start here because you guys saw how quickly that stuck together. So let me just try to get this done as quickly as possible and just slide this right onto it. And as you can see, it literally stopped before I got it all the way. So I would recommend that you add the pipe in first. Just watching my application, I would say, because this locks together with the glue, the hot glue, very, very quickly. So what I would suggest, my second attempt, second technique, I'm going to add this in and then I'm going to add a little of the glue to lock it together. You live and you learn. So let me show you guys. I'm going to bring the camera down just a bit so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. And that definitely worked better. You can barely even see that. That definitely worked better than adding the glue on it and then sliding it on. So now that we have the pipe together, let's go ahead and hang this up outside, and I'll show you guys how I put this up outside. So let's go. So sorry for the lighting, guys. I didn't even realize how dark the camera got, but all we're doing is just drilling a little hole into the ceiling just as a starting hole, and then we're just screwing it in by hand. And my husband is just using the screwdriver just to help twist it in as tightly as we can get it. And that's basically it for the hooks. To add a PVC pipe, aka the curtain rod, we're going to just slide it in from that middle hook to the other end, and I'm just going to add each curtain on from each end before adding it onto the hooks. I'm making sure to add my curtains very carefully because they are sheer and I do not want to snag them with the tip of the pole. So that is why you see me being so careful right there. But after I got it on for a while, it was easy to slide the rest on. So just make sure you're being careful, especially if it is not an outdoor curtain and it's not as durable as the outdoor curtains. You want to be careful because you don't want to have to go ahead and purchase more curtains just to cover up your mistakes. For my curtain ties, all I did was take some of my yarn, made it as thick as I wanted the ties to be, and made a braid that was inexpensive. It cost me absolutely nothing, and I think it looks extremely amazing. As you can see, it looks so cute, it looks very chic, and like it actually costs something. Okay, so you know, be creative, create your own little stuff and save your money. You don't always have to go out and buy things that cost a lot for it to look expensive. Right after we were done with hanging the curtains, the weather got extremely bad, and for the past couple days it has been raining every single day, literally with no sunshine. So we're still working on the patio, so guys, stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Also subscribe if you have not as yet, and I will see you guys in my next video. So until then, as always, peace and love.